let us all, whenever called for, pause for God's blessing. And sometimes that comes into a silence, into a holding, into a pause. That we're those who would look for and reach to the greater blessing for ourselves. So certainly I'm encouraging you to reach for greater blessing. That I heard you to be challenged today, and that would be to extend, to reach out, to let what you've received be known into the world, that it's not meant to be kept under a bushel. I don't see any bushels upon any of you. And so whatever you have, they are gifts that are meant to be shared. I'm very proud of the association. So I recently was in a position where I was checking with somebody about our work, and then that the movement of spiritual inner awareness was having a work that was in some way, I'll call it subcontracted with one of our graduates, one of our ministers. And so I said to her, have you let your boss know that your client, who you're representing while you work for your boss, is somebody that's in your church? And she said, no. And I said, well, like, why would I do that? And I said, well, maybe you have some biases. Maybe you would be willing to do some things because it's for your church that your boss wouldn't necessarily agree with. And it was kind of like, well, no, I wouldn't do such a thing. I said, well, maybe your boss might like to keep an eye on you to make sure you're not doing such a thing. I said, if I was in your position, I would feel inclined to let my boss know, just as a matter of, well, do I need to recuse myself or something like that? In any case, I made that case, and I also said that if I was your boss, I'd also want to know. And that's a way of keeping things open, that there's courage in letting it be known that you don't have to put your degree away in some safe or some drawer. You know, maybe put it on your wall, or maybe you hang it from your rearview mirror, or maybe you put it in some place that you let it be known, you know, that you are a master, you are a doctorate of spiritual science, and where that comes from. You know, that one in our line, you know, was tested. You know, are you with him? Are you related to that? And it was looked upon as a denial. And it wasn't done once, it was done 3 times, at least according to the record we have. And let's just say that I consider that what we're doing is not meant to be a secret. But it does come from a line of mystery schools. So out of what we have here, so we could consider we're in some way related to the Erasmus of the world, and those who created a wake in their time with what they were doing to bring forward what we're doing. And that I have some sense that in the acknowledging of that work that preceded us, that we have the willingness to acknowledge that we're part of it. So I just encourage you to not make it a secret, but it doesn't mean, nor do we make you get a tattoo of, I have a DSS in spiritual science from Peace Theological Seminary. But there's an idea, you know, you might be the first. Stranger things have happened. And now I just have a moment, as I often do, in which I consider the blessing that's present in our gathering, that we have come here today, and I'm including you online, and whenever you're watching this or listening to this, however that may work, that there is a blessing present. and to consider that we're part of extending that blessing, to bringing it to a new pinnacle, to expanding these blessings so there is greater good works in the world. And the way I'm seeing it right now is that we need to bless this world and bless ourselves and one another so there's greater kindness, there's greater gentleness in the way that we relate to each other, that there's an openness to consider our differences are ways to learn, not ways to contradict or challenge or negate. So when we encounter the differences, that we can be those who love all of the differences, all of the nature in God's creation, that we are those who have the ways and the means and the knowledge, and especially the willingness to love whatever is present in all the conditions. This world is in need of it, so that maybe we are those who speak up and speak out, but perhaps it's in a song, perhaps it's in a way that introduces a new form of soft shoe dancing. Or I'll show you the latest kick turn that gets everybody laughing and smiling. That we learn how to bring the joy more fully present with one another. And let that be what we become known for, that we're known for our kindness, we're known for our joy. Sure, let's be known for our wisdom, that we are a seminary and we are a university of great wisdom, of God's wisdom coming manifest into the planet. And when God's wisdom comes manifest in the planet, we do love one another. We do celebrate one another. We do honor our new graduates in the class of 2017 at Peace Theological Seminary and College of Philosophy. Berush Beishan.